I always click that wrong thing. Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi. So according to the notes on today's video, we're going to talk about whatever our little hearts desire.
Well, it's kind of the way it usually tends anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So this Sunday, one of the things my little heart desires is this Sunday we did not meet. So,
We had
well,
a snow,
actually we did.
We had a snow day.
Actually, we did. Do we have to make that up? That's funny. Yeah, I guess we did meet. We did meet. We had I don't know. We did something at 2:00. We sang some songs. Had a little conversation about prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Had communion, prayed, and people hung out for a little bit and chatted, and it was kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of nice. I asked, had a conversation with our son and asked him what he thought, and he said he really liked it. He said it seemed like it was thrown together in the last minute, and I was like, well, because it kind of was. So he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong that it was thrown together in the last minute. But it was a good time. It was fun. Had about 45 people. Talked about praying through the prayers, or the Ephesian prayers, the things that Paul prayed for the church at Ephesus, and yeah, so that's what we did. So bad weather. Let's talk about bad weather. We don't like to not meet. That would be not my preference that we not meet. Is that your preference that we meet?
Yes.
Yeah, I said that right. It's not my preference that we not meet. So then it is my preference that we meet.
Yes.
It's our preference that we meet here at WestWay Christian Church whenever we can. So just on Saturday, there was a conversation between the elders about talking about everyone else seemed to be doing what other churches were doing, what we thought was in the best interest of our church body. There are some people that feel like they have to be here no matter what, and sometimes some of those people may not necessarily need to be out on the roads. Like I know I didn't need to be out on the road, as a for instance.
When the local authorities are telling you if you don't have to get out,
Yeah.
stay home.
Yeah, that's a good practice.
Yeah.
Having their best interest in mind, if somebody's having to pull me out of the ditch,
Right.
when what they need to be doing is going to put out a fire in someone's house, then I would prefer that they go put the fire out.
Yeah.
So we just made that decision. Couple of ways that was communicated. We posted that on our church Facebook page. I believe, I'm going to say with about 80% certainty that also went to the Facebook group. We posted that on our church Instagram page, which I know that not everyone follows, but we do have quite a few people that look on Instagram. And then we post.
Popular with the young kids.
It is. It's popular with the kids, with those millennials.
Do you have a TikTok subscription yet?
I do not have a TikTok. I don't even know what that is. Actually, I know what it is. Is that like Snapchat?
I don't have one. I just know that when we're talking about the young hip apps,
No. I don't know what TikTok is.
Okay.
So no. I think anything I've seen on TikTok has been on Twitter, and it's usually like someone dancing, or I don't know. It's just like somebody slipping and falling on the ice, or I don't know. It just seems like. Do you remember what was that? What was that? Vine. Do you remember Vine? Vaguely.
Vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of those video things. So no, I do not have a TikTok. So we communicated that on Instagram, and then KNEB.
Local radio station.
Yeah, local radio station. So those would be ways that you can try and figure out what we're going to do if there's inclement weather.
Yeah.
But again, our desire is to meet more often than not. I had someone tell me on Sunday that was here that was only the second time she could remember that we did not have our normal 10:15 in the years that she had been here, and she went back like 20 years. She's like, I can think of twice in 20 years, this being one of those 2 times where we did not meet.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing, and the time I've been here that I can only think of maybe, and that's 16 years, that maybe that was the second time. Might have been the first, I can't remember.
Okay, so we're probably going to meet. Like, I would say plan on us meeting unless you hear otherwise. One thing that we're going to be that's going to be pretty soon. We've been talking about a WestWay Church app, WestWay Christian Church app. That's soon. I've got a phone call with our app people on Thursday. One of the things that's going to be a benefit from having that app on your smartphone, as long as you sign up for it, is the ability for us to do a push notification. So if you have a smartphone, I know that for me, whenever I download an app and it asks me if I want notifications, 99.9% of the time I hit no.
Right.
This is probably one of those apps that'll be the 1% where you'll want us to send notifications to you. Our desire is to not flood your phone with a whole bunch of nonsense, because it requires work on our end to have to do all that stuff, which we don't want to, like, that's not the habit that we want to get into. So the app will, when that comes out, the app will have the ability for us to push notify. So if you have a smartphone and you click yes for the notifications, you'll be able to get that from us. And we're going to encourage you to do that. We're going to encourage people to utilize the app as much as possible, and that'll be one thing. So, rule, I guess, one of the things of my little heart's desire today is we don't like to cancel. We don't want to cancel. We're probably not going to cancel. But when our state and local authorities are saying, hey, don't drive, we're probably going to cancel. So I hope,
And when there's drifts the size of good-sized children.
Yeah, exactly. When I drove over here Saturday night, because I wanted to kind of see what the roads were like, there's an open space on 5 Rocks Road, like kind of a big curve going down the hill to the 4-way stop. And when I was coming up that, and I have an all-wheel drive vehicle, I started to do like a slide kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a nice little sheet of ice underneath all that.
Yep. Yep. So that is one of the things my little heart desires, desire to talk about today is not wanting to not have church. Second thing, so we are behind. So we were supposed to start our Advent series on Sunday by talking about hope. So we are moving that up to this week. So our Advent schedule is going to be a little off. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world for me. Is it the end of the world for you? No. So we're going to talk about hope this week and what that looks like. And then next week we're going to talk about peace. And we talked a little bit about this yesterday in our staff meeting. The text on peace is really strange. And so why are we doing Advent? Maybe that's a good question. That would be a question somebody could ask. Why are we doing Advent? It's kind of a church calendar thing, which in our corner of Christianity, we really don't. Oh, well, we do. Actually, we do. That was going to be a lie. We do follow the church calendar. We celebrate Easter. Easter is a church calendar. Easter is a church calendar thing. So,
yes.
So our little corner of Christianity follows the church calendar when we want to. How's that?
That's a good way to put it.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
And we want to follow the church calendar when it came to Advent this year. There are other corners of Christianity that follow the church calendar more consistently than we do. So we're sort of partnering and following their lead in church calendar stuff.
For this season, anyway.
For this season,
yeah.
So the way that a way that other churches function in utilizing this calendar is each week they have a liturgy, they have a reading of what they talk about on a given Sunday. And for us, we're like this season we're following that. I'm actually going over to the Presbyterian Church today because there's a group of those corners of Christianity that meet each Tuesday at 1:30, where they talk about what their text is going to be for the following Sunday. So I'm going to enter into that space, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless.
Excuse me. So I'm going over there today at 1:30 to just learn. I don't know that I'm going to have anything to contribute because like this is just out of my I just don't know how this works.
Yeah, things to contribute to the conversation surrounding the text, but
the
practices and traditions not necessarily that are in our wheelhouse or
So I'm
customs.
So I'm kind of interested to just go and just see how they're going to talk about stuff. And I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're talking about hope this week, or if they're skipping ahead and talking about peace. But to circle back to what I started this with, like this week's message is already written. We're going to talk about hope, but man, the one after where we talk about peace, that conversation I'm really excited about, because the text is very disorienting for me personally. Like when I read it, I'm like, what in the world does this have to do with peace, or at least my concept of peace? So if you go on to if you're wondering like what we're talking about, if you go onto our church website, westwaychurch.com, there's an Advent 2019 tab at the top. And if you click on that, you'll see all of the topics listed out by week that we're going to talk about. That's updated now. And you'll also see the different texts that are kind of informing each week's topic. Our focus is going to be the gospel, one of each one of those. So in Matthew, so if you hop on to the website when we're done here and you go to that Advent link and you look on the week of peace and you click on you read the Matthew text, you're going to be like, what does this have to do with peace? This does not seem like a very peaceful topic. So it'll be interesting. So I'm anxious to enter into that conversation.
This isn't that same little baby Jesus in the manger?
No, it's not. It seemingly has nothing to do with that. So that's kind of why we're doing Advent, is we're participating in this portion of the church calendar that we follow anyway when it comes to Easter.
Right.
And actually, even though we don't normally follow the church calendar, we're following it because it's Christmas. So we do have our own set, I guess, of church calendars that we follow.
Yes.
It just doesn't look like what those other corners of Christianity follow.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's that. Hochoku, December 22nd. I'm done. Shane, would you talk about Hochoku?
Hey, Hochoku is coming. And if you don't know what that is, well, it's really short for hot chocolate and cookies.
Right.
So it's just a way for us to hang out and get to know each other a little bit better, meet new people, and enjoy hot chocolate and cookies at the same time. So that's happening at the end, or right after the 10:15 on December 22nd. So you'll want to stick around and hang out, eat, drink, be merry, and I think we're asking people to bring cookies if they want to, if they're able and willing. So bring some cookies to share.
Yeah, we'll provide the hot chocolate.
Yep.
If you're able, provide cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I know we had an abundance of cookies last year. I think the ones that got left over, they went to the soup kitchen or something like that. They went somewhere. Somebody took. I remember someone took them.
I think
Fire departments.
I think Amanda took them to the first responders.
That's it. Yeah. So we're asking that our church body and those who are part of our church bring cookies for us to do that with, and that'll be a good time.
Yep.
What's happening on the 24th?
Nothing. I think I'm just hanging out with my family. 24th, we are continuing on with our Advent series, and we'll be talking about love that night. That'll be the topic.
Yep.
So instead of the 10:15, we are having the 6:15.
Because that's not on a Sunday.
Not on a Sunday. It's on a Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Are you sure?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday the 24th. So it's our Christmas Eve service. So lots of fun and festivities, and yeah.
It'll be a great thing to invite friends to.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did last year, we're gonna keep it short. We're gonna have lots of music, lots of songs.
Yep.
Short message, because we know that everyone wants to be home, hanging out with their family.
We will be communioning with each other and with the Lord, and candle lighting.
I was surprised. I was going to ask that question, Shane. Is there going to be a candlelight service?
Oh man, is there?
We're going to candlelight so hard. It's
We
gonna
are.
be
Yeah.
nuts.
No.
So candlelit service.
Candle
on December
lit, as the kids like to say.
20th. Okay, on TikTok.
It's lit.
They like to say that on TikTok. Yeah. So we'll have candlelight service.
Yes.
Candlelit service.
Word.
Yep. So that's what we have coming up over the next several weeks, going through the Advent season. Not only celebrating, Advent's kind of weird. Like the more I've looked into it, there's two parts to Advent. There is one of the portions of Advent is like we are identifying with the people in Jesus' day who were waiting for the Messiah to come, right? So stream one of Advent is identifying with people of the New Testament time waiting for Jesus. And then the second stream of Advent is waiting for Jesus to return. So there's like this whole two-sided thing going on, which that helps, like for me, as I think about this wackadoo text that we're going to read next week of peace. Like it kind of helps, it helps me orient, like what exactly is Jesus going to do when he comes back? What were they hoping he was going to do when he showed up? When he showed up the first time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's been a neat thing to just enter into, and read and study and learn. And I'm hoping that comes across on a Sunday morning for our church body. It's not just getting ready for 8-pound, 6-ounce baby Jesus in the manger, but it's getting ready for Jesus to return to save, which is what he did the first time, but it's also what he's doing the second time. So it's just kind of this really strange little thing. So again, to circle back, like I'm excited to go to this gathering today and find out a little more about all this Advent stuff.
What our lectionary following brothers and sisters have to say.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Shane, does your little heart desire to talk about anything today?
No.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay. Cool. Well, Is there any? So here's what we're gonna do. It looks like there are a few people watching. If you have a question that you would like for us to talk about, okay. So what we're gonna do? If you have a question that you would like for us to talk about, we're gonna like pause for a moment and let you type something if you would like for us to have a discussion about a topic. So we're gonna open it up. Is there a topic that you would like for us to talk about? Take a moment and type.
Do you know how much you weighed when you were born?
No, I was not. I did not. I had no idea what you were going to ask me. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
Do you know what you weighed when you were born?
Yeah, I think I was 9'11".
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think my brother was about the same. So we were both fairly
Okay.
large babies.
I have no idea. That's probably something I should know.
I don't know if it's important or not.
Nope, I don't know what I weighed when I was born. Where were you born?
Huron, South Dakota. Yep. Where I think my mother and my brother were born there as well.
Okay.
So.
So my wife and our daughter Katie and son Nathan were all born at the same hospital
Mm-hmm.
in Rock Rapids, Iowa.
Okay.
Because Ann grew up in Northwest Iowa. She was born at the hospital in Rock Rapids, and then fast forward a number of years later, we moved to Rock Rapids shortly after we got married, and then both Katie and Nathan were also born in Rock Rapids.
Mm.
I was born in Philadelphia, and John was born in Columbus, Ohio.
Mm.
He was not born, however, at OSU Medical Center, which is sad. Which was a sad day. But yeah, John was born in Columbus. So yeah.
Do you ever relate with the Fresh Prince?
No, nope. The Fresh Prince and I. Well, you know what?
When that line comes up, when that lyric pops up, you're like, West Philadelphia, born and raised, you're like, I feel you.
Nope, that's not what I think. But interestingly enough, we did move away from Philadelphia to kind of get out from under like some family history stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To get away from, like, I got to be careful because I don't know who watches this stuff. But there was, on my dad's side of the family, there was a lot of broken, blended, dysfunctional family stuff, like a lot of substance abuse history, and I guess I can say whatever I want to. I think I've talked about a little bit about this from the front before, but there was a lot of broken, blended, dysfunctional substance abuse mess, like historically in our family. So when I was 6 years old, we went to see one of my dad's older brothers in Georgia. Who had also moved, so he was in Georgia because he had moved away, so he had moved out of that scenario. And we went down there. This was the summer of 1976, so that tells you how old I was. I was 6 in 1976. We went down there in the summer of 76, and this place was like, compared to Philadelphia, it was like a promised land. It was really just completely different environment. So I don't know all the details, but I know by December of '76 we had moved to Peachtree City. We had moved to Georgia to get away from just that. I don't know, just that family history stuff. So I guess I was Will Smith before I knew it. I was the Fresh Prince of Peachtree City.
Wow.
Probably not really. So yeah, that was our. So no, I do not. I necessarily identify with Will Smith, but maybe in my own way.
Cool.
What else you want to know? And like deep, this is like deep history. What was the first car you ever drove, or you ever had? What was your first vehicle?
I was handed down a Plymouth TC3 Horizon.
Yes.
So.
Is that was that the turbo one?
It was not the turbo.
Okay.
No.
Was it 3 doors? That's why it was TC3.
Yep.
Okay.
It had the 2 doors and then the hatchback.
Okay.
So, which for a drummer was pretty nice because you
Mm-hmm.
could put down that seat and put your drums back there pretty easily. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, little 4-speed manual.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Ford. I was handed down a Ford Pinto. That was my grandfather's.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was so this was, I got that in 86. And I think it was like a 84, 80, something like that, 82 or 84 Ford Pinto. And when I got it, it had 6,000 miles on it. So
Wow.
it was pretty much brand new.
Wow.
Because he was older. So you hit Scott Anderson's car?
That wasn't with that car. That was with my parents' Tempo
Yeah.
that I hit Scott Anderson's Ford Fairmont.
Nice. So
Yeah.
So I had I got a Ford Pinto with like 6,000 miles on it, as my first car, and then of course I wrecked it. Like in due time I wrecked it. But then I had a 1969 Ford Mustang was my second car,
Mm-hmm.
which I really wish I still had.
Right.
But then the third car was a Plymouth Turismo.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably had the same motor that your Horizon had in it, but it was a 5-speed.
Okay.
And I learned how to drive a 5. My dad tried to teach me, but I really learned how to drive a manual on the way home from the dealer after we bought that car. It was like going all in.
Yeah.
But Ann had a Horizon. Ann had a Plymouth Horizon,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a 4-door and a hatchback.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good car.
Yeah. I think we ended up selling it to the Robinsons. It was having like some clutch issue, and I think he fixed it with like a racquetball can.
Okay, I can see that.
And then I think, maybe Jacob or one of the kids drove it for a while longer.
Mm-hmm.
So, first car that I bought was an 82 Olds Cutlass Supreme diesel.
Okay.
And I bought it off of our youth pastor.
Okay.
So, and that was like big, cushy, like the seats were like velvet in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Really soft.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, the first car I bought was the Mustang,
mhm.
and then the Turismo. So, yeah. Anything else? Okay.
That's about it.
Well, no one asked any questions, so... Oh, Chris asked, why does it say Ho Cho Ku? So I don't know if Chris Solar still watched, because he sent this like 5 times.
Oh, man.
I don't know why he said this 5 times, but... Chris, so Ho Cho Ku stands for Hot Ho... Yeah, sorry. Cho chocolate. Ku cookies.
Cookie.
That's the only one that actually sounds like it should.
Right. Ho Cho Ku. Yeah. It reminds me of the old Rick Derringer Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo song.
Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Got it.
So I want to sing that. I'm singing that song in my head every time Ho Cho Ku comes out.
Rock and Roll Ho Cho Ku.
Rock and Roll Ho Cho Ku.
Okay. All right.
We digress.
We have. So, Chris, Ho Cho Ku stands for Hot Chocolate and Cookies, which is on December 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah. One more thing. What are you currently watching on a stream? Is there anything you're currently watching on a streaming service?
We're in the middle of about 20 different things, but yeah. The Crown. Just got finished watching Jack Ryan.
Was that good? How was that?
Second
How was
season.
that compared to the first season?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good. Action packed. So.
Is that how you imagine I run?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, Man in the High Castle, it's on our list.
Okay.
So,
We just finished The Crown, and I'm watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
yes. We have not been Disney Plus yet. So, my wife is tempted.
Well, the only reason we have Disney Plus is because I have a Verizon, because of the Verizon account that we have. We get it free for a year.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll keep it. I don't know if we'll renew it after that, but yeah.
Right.
So, been watching The Mandalorian. Baby Yoda. So you're missing out on all the Baby Yoda stuff.
I've seen Baby Yoda memes like
Right.
nobody's business.
Yeah.
So,
TikTok.
TikTok.
All right. We're done. Hey, thanks for watching this craziness. Mandalorian does rock. So I feel like the Mandalorian's it's really slowly. So we're not done. That was a lie. I feel like the Mandalorian is really slowly paced, and I had a conversation last week with Drew Findley, who said, and our son John was in on the conversation, and they said it's kind of like a video game. So there's like a cut, so if you are a gamer, as it were, you'll know that there are cutscenes. So there's like video between like all of the different levels that you play. And both John and Drew initially said the Mandalorian is kind of like a video game. So there's cutscenes, and then there's action, and then there's cutscenes.
Okay.
And then John and I were talking over the weekend, and he said as he watches more of it, he feels like it's kind of like a role-playing game, like Dungeons and Dragons, where you have to go and you have to do something. So, like, for instance, in one of the episodes in The Mandalorian, like, he gets new armor. So he said that's very much like a role-playing game, Dungeons and Dragons kind of a thing. So it's kind of like a neat combination of role-playing, RPG and video game stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the first episode. I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this. Like, it was so slow. But yeah, so that's our take on The Mandalorian. That's my take. Okay, now we're done. See you Sunday, 10:15. All the normal stuff is going to happen on Sunday. Sunday school at 8:45 or 9 o'clock. Sorry, I'm done. Sunday school at 9 o'clock, 10:15.
Yep.
There is a missions team train this week, so if you are on the missions team, you're going to want to be here for that. Yeah, you're going to want to be here for that. And then Michaela Finley says, if you have played The Witcher, I don't. I'm a Christian, Michaela. I don't play anything that has the word witch in it. Drew says it's like that. So, cool. See you Sunday. Thanks for watching. We love you guys. Even you, Michaela. I'm sorry I said that in public. So, bye.